This is a sagittal section of brain, and we will discuss fourth ventricle. Fourth ventricle is a cavity of hindbrain, and hindbrain is made up of pons and medulla oblongata anteriorly and cerebellum posteriorly, and this cavity is the cavity of fourth ventricle. Then parts. Fourth ventricle has roof, which is also called as posterior wall, floor, which is also called as anterior wall, and lateral boundaries. The roof is made up of two sloping surfaces, and these two sloping surfaces meet posteriorly in the white core of cerebellum. So it appears tent-like. The upper part of roof is formed by two superior cerebellar peduncles and superior medullary velum. So superior medullary velum is a thin sheet of white matter. So this is superior medullary velum. Then lower part of roof is formed by inferior medullary velum, which is non-nervous sheet, and it is made up of ependyma of fourth ventricle and tela choroidea, which is a bilaminar fold of pia mater, and tela choroidea contains choroid plexus of fourth ventricle. So here the dark structure that appears is the tela choroidea along with choroid plexus. So this is about roof, and this is a floor. Floor is formed by dorsal surface of pons and dorsal surface of upper part of medulla oblongata. So we will now see the roof in another specimen. So this is the specimen how we can see after removing the cerebellum. Here you can see the cavity of fourth ventricle, and this is the upper part of roof, and this is a lower part of roof. Here it is a little bit broken. The upper part of roof is formed by two structures. These are two superior cerebellar peduncles, and between that there will be the superior medullary velum, which is a thin sheet of white matter, and it is closely related to the lingula of superior vermis of the cerebellum. So this is the lingula of superior vermis of cerebellum. Lower part of roof is formed by this inferior medullary velum, and this inferior medullary velum consists of ependyma of fourth ventricle along with tela choroidea and choroid plexus. So here you can see this is an inferior medullary velum in the lower part of roof, and in a midline the roof shows the opening in lower part. So this is foramen of Magendie, through which the cavity of fourth ventricle communicates with subarachnoid space. Now we will discuss lateral boundary and floor of fourth ventricle. Lateral boundary is formed superolaterally by superior cerebellar peduncles. Here they are partly cut, and inferolaterally it is formed by inferior cerebellar peduncles supplemented by gracile and cuneate tubercle. Now coming to the floor. Floor is diamond shape or rhomboid in shape. Therefore, it is also called as rhomboid fossa. The upper part of floor is formed by dorsal surface of pons, and lower part of floor is formed by dorsal surface of upper part of medulla oblongata, and the two parts are demarcated by these transversely running white fibers. These are stria medullaris. Stria medullaris, these are the fibers arising from arcuate nuclei which pass through the substance of medulla oblongata, decussate, and enter into the cerebellum of opposite side by passing through inferior cerebellar peduncle. So these are the stria medullaris. Now the floor is divided into two halves by this median sulcus. On each side of median sulcus lies longitudinal elevated area. So this area is called as median eminence. Medial eminence. Laterally, the medial eminence is limited by sulcus limitans. So this is a sulcus limitans. This sulcus limitans in upper part shows a depression. So this is called as superior fovea. This is also superior fovea. In lower part, it shows one more depression called as inferior fovea. So this is an inferior fovea. In above the superior fovea, the sulcus limitans flattens and shows bluish grey area. This is called as locus ceruleus. Beneath the locus ceruleus, there are melanin containing neurons which constitute substantia ferruginea are present, and these are rich in noradrenaline. Then lateral to this sulcus limitans, you can see the area. So this is called as vestibular area. Vestibular area contains vestibular nuclei beneath it, and it extends both in pons as well as medulla oblongata. Then median eminence, just at the level of superior colliculus, superior fovea, shows rounded elevations. These are called as facial colliculi. Facial colliculus, beneath it contains abducent nucleus and internal genu of facial nerve. This internal genu is formed by motor fibers of facial nerve which wind around the abducent nucleus. So this is in pontine region of floor. In medullary part of floor, on each side of sulcus, median sulcus, so this median eminence shows hypoglossal triangle. Hypoglossal triangles contain hypoglossal nucleus and nucleus intercalatus beneath it. Then below and lateral to the hypoglossal triangle, here there is a vagal triangle. Beneath the vagal triangle lie dorsal nucleus of vagus and nucleus ambiguus. Between vagal triangle and gracile tubercle, this area is called as area postrema. This area postrema contains center for vomiting, and it is also devoid of blood-brain barrier. So these are the features of floor. Now we'll see the angles of fourth ventricle. It has 4 angles. Superior angle, it is continuous above with the cerebral aqueduct or aqueduct of Sylvius. Below, inferior angle of fourth ventricle, it is called as obex, and at obex the fourth ventricle communicates with the central canal of medulla oblongata. And lateral angles, at lateral angles the lateral recesses of fourth ventricle extend and they show an aperture called as foramen of Lashka. So this is about fourth ventricle. Thank you.